Okay, so we're about to review Man of Steel. Like, oh my gosh. I when I heard about this movie coming out, I was really afraid because they would cast, someone really terrible, in the title role. I was really concerned for quite a while when they said we may go with this person, we may go with that person, we may go with this person, we may go with the older Superman, we may go here, 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 here. When they finally got to Henry Cavill, it was like a breath of fresh air because when I saw pictures of him, I'm like, yes, perfect choice, perfect choice. And I saw, a little bit of, his videos on YouTube, when being interviewed and everything, and then I'm like, oh, he has a very larger than life like voice. So, yeah, I mean, he's gonna fit that role like a glove. And I had no problems from whatsoever. I'm like, okay, now this movie is gonna be special, and and yes, it was to me anyway, and and when they finally saw him in the costume for the first time, when they showed official pictures, I was like, yes, I love the costume. Oh my gosh, now I have high hopes for this movie, and for the most part it did, meet some of my high expectations. It did meet my high. Blah, blah, blah. Let me say that again. It met my high expectations for the most part overall, and I love how the movie started out. Like with the birth of Kal-El. I'm like, oh wow, it's a very powerful opening for a Superman movie. Like, oh my gosh, and then you start to see why Kal-El's birth and why he's so important, and oh my gosh, and you see why Krypton is dying, and the scenery of Krypton is fantastic. It almost reminds me a little bit like from Superman the animated series, how it looks like a beautiful planet. It's a beautiful place, and there's some futuristicness there and technology and everything. So I loved how they did that. I love how they gone that route, and I love how Jor-El would go to extreme measures to make sure his son is safe. Like fighting off Zod's army, killing some of Zod's men just to get to his son and make sure he leaves Earth. Leaves Krypton before it explodes, and I love that, and it's pretty. And I kind of like. I also like the direction they went with. Like how Zod's not like, oh, I'm gonna rule over Krypton. I mean, he actually does care about Krypton as well. It's like they have that. It's like him and Jor-El have that Xavier and Magneto thing going, where they have, where they care for a specific thing, but they want to go about it in different ways, and that's what divides them. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they had a pretty awesome brutal fight, and everybody's like, how does a scientist need to learn how to fight like this? I mean, like, it's not a bit of a stretch to me. I mean, like, I mean, he had to had some training, with Zod, since they've been, friends for quite a while. It's like, how about I train you, I mean, this is just my guess anyway. Like, I train you to, to keep yourself safe and your family safe. I mean, that's not a stretch to me. Even though he did beat Zod's ass super easily. A little too easily, in my opinion. He was whipping his ass. And when it came around to Zod being banished to the Phantom Zone, when the council members are getting to walk them away, they don't. I guess they don't believe that Krypton's gonna explode. They don't believe it. I'm sure if they did, they would have left Zod right there, free, to die with everybody else on the planet. So, in a way, I think that's why they sent them to the Phantom Zone, because they didn't believe Krypton was dying. But I did like how, when right before Zod gets sent away, he's yelling at the council members, and he spits at at the dude's feet, and then he just looks at him like, how sweet. But the action in this movie is phenomenal. I mean, like, people have been complaining like, how come Superman doesn't fight? I mean, he never fights anybody. I mean, like, we need to have Superman fight. Blah 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 blah. This movie needs to have action. I mean, like those other movies were too lovey-dovey and too much, and they didn't have any action in it. And then this movie comes out, it has a lot of action, and they're like, okay, that is way too much action. And they go from saying, oh, Superman's boring and corny, and now in this movie, they're like, oh wow, Superman is he's a maniac and he's a tyrant. Like what? I mean, like there's no pleasing some of you people. And don't get me started on when he had to kill Zod. Seriously, that's when some of you people are butthurt, like, oh, Superman's a tyrant. Oh man, yeah, Superman, you're a loser. They're just talking bad on him for killing Zod. Like what the fuck? I mean, where was all this hate when Batman killed killed people? And like I said before, Christopher Reeve's Superman killed too. He killed Zod too. He took away his powers, then killed him. And he let Non and Ursa fall to their death as well. He could have saved them and locked them away, but no, he let them all die. And I mean, him killing Zod in this movie was more justifiable because, he's just killing a super powered Zod on top of that. Because, no prison's gonna hold that motherfucker. I mean, his only chance to banish him away is gone. Like, he can't do that again. And my only thing, my little gripe was, a Kryptonian can kill another Kryptonian like that. I thought it would be hard for Kryptonians to kill each other on Earth, since they're both superpowered beings. I thought it would, they can hurt each other, but I didn't think they can kill each other, you know what I mean? But, okay, I guess it depends on who has absorbed more yellow sun than the other. In this case, Superman has, because he's been on Earth for like 33 years, and Zod's been on there for like, what, a few hours, a day, not even a day. So I guess that kind of makes sense, like with that being said. But I think everyone did their parts pretty good, and I loved how I just loved how the action played out. Even though I wish it had some character development. I mean, it was really sloppy, but it was still a great movie though. It's still a great movie, and we got what many people have been asking for, like, which is action. For Superman to throw punches at a villain. So that's what we got. And I love seeing that side of Superman. I love seeing, that's like the fun part of Superman. And, and the whole thing with Jonathan, Kent, it was good, but it didn't have that same kind of feel that you had on Smallville. When Clark would talk with his parents at times in every episode. But, there is more of that with his mother in this movie than there is with his father. So, but it was still good though. But I did not really agree with Jonathan Kent's death in this movie. I think his death was better handled in Christopher Reeve's movie, where he had the heart attack and there was nothing Clark can do to save him. But I would have gone a better route with this. Like where Clark, let's say Clark was in the middle of saving other people, and then by the time like it was like, okay, either he saves a little kid from out of a car, or he saves his dad. And then his dad says, go save him, save her or him, and then he does that, and then that's when he makes a sacrifice, and then the tornado kills him. I think that would have been more, I guess a much better route for them to go with. But oh well, But that all being said, this movie gets 4.5 chair spans out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5, baby. So I am looking forward to Batman v Superman. Henry Cavill is is like the best Superman since Christopher Reeve, and I can't wait to see him again in this movie. And when I go see Batman v Superman. So yeah. So leave your thoughts down below on what you think of Man of Steel, and were any of you butthurt that he killed Zod in the end? If so, I'd like to know, like, why. So, if you enjoyed my review, thumb up this video. Make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.